I have other ways I'm gonna celebrate though. Like, I'm gonna buy a bottle of Grand Marnier. I have never in my entire life bought a bottle of Grand Marnier. I've bought a glass of Grand Marnier twice in my entire life, and I was given a bottle once. But it's like 200 bucks. So I've never actually been able to buy it myself, but I'm going to buy a bottle of Grand Marnier.
That's a scotch, right?
It's a liqueur. I don't remember what the base is. I think it's cognac actually, so it's going to be a grapefruit,
Oh,
grape
so
based. But it's an orange liqueur, and it's very amazing in so many different ways. I'm gonna buy me a bottle of it. And that's what I'm gonna do. My wife is gonna hate me for it.
she doesn't like liquor in the house?
She just doesn't want me to spend $200 on a single bottle.
Makes sense.
I'm still gonna do it.
That makes sense too.
No, it
Amazing, man.
doesn't. It's irrational, but that's how I want to celebrate. I'm gonna take her to Greece and I'm gonna buy me a bottle of cognac. She said a couple of years ago that Greece would be her favorite destination, vacation
Hmm.
destination, and so I'm gonna take her to Greece.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope. I'm considering the difference between boat and plane. Because I could, like, take a cruise to Greece, give her a vacation in Greece, and then maybe fly back or take a different, completely different cruise back. And it would be like a month. Regal, feel free to come on stage. Thank you for coming to the room. I'd love to have a conversation. Oh, I'd love to have a conversation. Excuse me.
So it'll be I'm guessing you're in the States, so it'll be two cruises. One across the Atlantic and then one across the Mediterranean.
I mean, I could probably stretch it out into four cruises if I really wanted to, because yes, they do have cruises across the Mediterranean. I can take one from America to Greece, and then Greece across the Mediterranean, and from wherever I end up at the Mediterranean back to Greece, and then another cruise back to America. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I've never had that
Yeah.
option before. I mean, that would be exuberantly expensive. I definitely could afford it now, but I mean, it would like wipe out all of my savings, and I definitely would not do that. But one of the cruises, along with the vacation in Greece, I could do that. Uh, Mohammed, welcome. Feel free to come on stage. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Thank you for coming on stage.
How's it going, Donald?
It's always the same. Today is a little less shitty than most.
How much does your consciousness weigh today?
The exact amount of the neurons, the electrons involved.
your your beliefs bring new meaning to phrases like heavy, feeling heavy. Weighed down by too many thoughts.
Thoughts don't weigh me down. So thoughts are extremely light because electrons are extremely light and they're composed of electrons. The thing that weighs me down is gravity. Gravity weighs me down a lot, and yes, it's tremendously painful.
Donald, you know the thoughts having weight stuff is like pure insanity, right?
No, thoughts have the weights of the electrons involved.
Um, I can't believe you actually believe that. But
Are
we
are
can.
neurons flowing with electrons or no?
Neurons are not thoughts, man.
I didn't ask that. I asked if neurons were flowing with electrons.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Well then, if neurons are responsible for thoughts, then the amount of electrons, the mass of the amount of electrons inside the neurons is the weight of that thought.
Responsible for or correlated with does not equal same.
False, responsible for, and correlated are synonyms, just so you know.
No, correlation is not causation. How's that? That's not a synonym.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I meant caused by, but I don't really believe in causation in a way. So,
What the heck?
well,
So how's it going
because
today?
all points in space-time are equally valid at all points in space-time. So
Mm.
it's not that one thing is caused by another thing. It's that you cannot have the next state without the state before it. So it's a light cone thing. It's not a causation thing. It's a light cone thing.
But wait, you just do away with causation altogether?
Yeah, pretty much.
So when like something causes something else, what's happening in reality?
So
It's
that
just changing
doesn't that
states.
doesn't actually happen in objective reality. So like listen, if you're standing on a train platform and a train is going past you at the speed of light and two lightning strikes happen in the field next to the train station, the person standing on the platform will have a different account of what happened than the person traveling on the train. Person standing will
Hmm.
say it happened at the same time, person on the train will say it happened one then the other. So there is no real causation. It's interactions. Interactions are the thing that are important. That happens all the fucking time. So I can demonstrate interactions. I cannot demonstrate causation, and neither can you.
Mm. I don't know. I haven't heard
Demonstrate
of this before.
causation. Demonstrate causation.
Well, whatever you believe, like within like the perception that we're in right now, there's still causation. There's apparent causation, you would say, or something.
No, it's your perception of objective reality. So your perception of objective reality is not actually objective reality. It is a distant memory of objective reality, just so you know. Everything that you've ever observed happened in the past. You've never once observed a present, ever in your entire life.
How does that work?
Well, because the speed of light has a finite speed. In every reference frame, the speed of light is going to be around 300,000 meters per second.
Uh huh.
It doesn't matter how fast you're traveling. If you're traveling at 99% of the speed of light, you'll measure the speed of light at 300,000 meters per second.
Yeah. Okay.
That means that the light coming from your computer screen that hits your eyeballs has a
Uh-huh.
delay. So you're seeing it in the past. Everything
Yeah,
you've
but isn't it
ever
like
every excuse me, I'm almost done, honest. Everything you've ever observed happened in the past.
yeah, like slightly in
Yeah,
the
so
past?
you've never observed the present ever in your entire life. So if you can't demonstrate a
Okay.
present, how can you demonstrate that something caused this present that you can't demonstrate exists? Keep that in mind.
Okay.
But what I can
That's
demonstrate,
interesting ideas.
what I can demonstrate is that interactions happen, and they happen over different periods of space-time. But what I can't do is separate the space-time. Well, I mean, until you get to the earliest moments of the universe, which
Okay,
I
wait.
can
So
do that.
when I flip a light switch on, like what the hell is actually going on then in objective reality?
In objective reality, electrons are
No,
oscillating.
in terms
Excuse
of
me, I'm
in
trying to
terms of
answer your
causation.
question.
In
I'm
terms of
trying to
causation.
answer your question. I'm trying to answer your question, but you won't stop talking.
Okay,
That's
go.
very weird. So
Just want to
in
make sure you're
objective,
answering the right question.
excuse me, you're still talking.
Go, man.
I'm trying.
Okay, go.
So in objective reality, electrons are oscillating because you closed a circuit that was
Yes.
that was energized by a power source tens or even maybe hundreds of miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
That's
you
your
for
answer.
speaking all the way through my explanation, demonstrating that you were not listening to
That's your
anything
answer
I
to my
said.
question.
Yes, I answered your question.
Yeah. See how I caught that you were answering the wrong thing, and I tried to
What
help
did
you.
I miss? What did I misrepresent about your question?
I wasn't asking how electrons flow through wires, bro.
I didn't
I'm trying
answer
to.
that question.
Yeah, you said that it's electrons flowing from
That's not what
however
I
many,
said.
many
Actually,
miles away.
I didn't use. I didn't. I only used one of those words.
You said that it's a switch closing,
No,
which
no, no.
allows
That's not what I said.
which
The
allows electrons
circuit
to
is the.
oscillate.
Excuse me. The circuit is the thing that closed, not the switch. That's a very silly thing to say. You should never repeat that to anybody. Switches don't close.
It
Circuits close. Switches flip. So a switch is either going to be
whatever,
on
man.
or off. It's either going to be in a position of 1 or 0. What the circuit does
Okay.
is going to be completely dependent on the circuit, not at all the switch.
Okay, I didn't ask you how like light switches like work, bro.
You did. You said
I'm
when I
asking
turn
about
on a light
causation.
switch, what happens? You literally said, what happens when I turn on a light switch?
Yes, in terms of causation, not
That's
freaking.
exact. Well, no, causation didn't have anything to do with anything I said. Just so you know. But
I know that's the problem.
that's exactly what I answered. Is what happens when you turn on a light switch? You
Yeah,
didn't ask.
thank you, Einstein.
You didn't ask anything about a cause. So I didn't have to answer anything about a cause because you didn't
Yeah,
ask about a
that's why I
cause.
interjected when I noticed you're answing the wrong thing, and I
No, no,
told you
no.
in
You
terms of
asked the wrong
causation.
thing. If
You don't
I
even know
didn't
what I was
answer the
asking.
question you asked, and I repeated the question that you asked that I answered, and you said yes, that's the question I answered, and you're saying, but you didn't give an answer to this other question. It's not me misanswering. It's you misasking. It's a
No,
you
no, you
problem, not at all a
misunderstood
me
the
problem.
question. I was on topic with causation. I wasn't jumping to
Yeah, you
electrical circuits.
demonstrate causation.
What? No, I'm asking you, when I flip a light switch, okay, that the light switch flipping causes the light to turn on. But you're saying that that's not true in objective reality. So what's going on in objective reality?
The light switch did flip. That happened. Switches flip. That's what they
No,
do.
so why is there no causation in objective reality?
Because there are interactions, not causation. Causation is a perception of objective reality by thinking agents. Causation doesn't actually exist. You can't demonstrate causation, and I can demonstrate that causation does not exist.
Okay, so what's the distinction between an interaction and causation?
Well, an interaction is two somethings uh, like constructive and destructive interference is is an example of interaction. Now, whenever you say that a particle causes another particle, that doesn't make any sense. Anytime that you say that a particle causes another particle to do anything, that doesn't make any sense because it's not actually the particle doing it. It's always something else. It's either photons, it's gravity, it's electromagnetism. It's always something else. It's never the actual particles. You can't actually
Okay.
demonstrate that causation exists in objective reality in any meaningful way whatsoever.
Are you meaning because like nothing's ever really touching another thing? Is that what
I mean, that's
this is
false
all based
because
on?
fusion can only happen if matter touches. So that's false. Annihilation can only happen if matter touches antimatter. So that's false. Now you
No.
never touch anything. Everything you touch is electromagnetism. But quantum things actually touch. That's why photons happen. That's why radioactive decay happens. That's why fusion happens. That's why quantum tunneling happens. That's why entanglement happens. Because physical things can touch. It's just you don't. You're too big to
So
touch anything.
so is the reason that you're throwing causation out is because you're replacing it with like fields interacting?
No, I'm throwing causation out because it can't be demonstrated to exist in objective reality in any way at all. I can't demonstrate causation, you can't demonstrate causation, no one can demonstrate causation because it doesn't exist. Interactions happen. And we can predict what's going to happen with interactions. Can
So
you make a single prediction based on causation?
um yeah, like how about a pool table, like trajectory of the balls, billiard
That's
balls?
interactions. I can describe those with interactions. None of that is causation because one thing didn't cause the other thing. Those things were always going to happen, determined on the system that they were involved with.
Even
So,
if it's
is
determined,
causation and determination the same thing?
I don't know.
I do. They're not. That's why they're different
Determined
words
by
with different
like
definitions. So, determination is the evolution of a system that is not going to change unless initial conditions change. Causation is this one thing did another thing, right?
mhm.
So that's never happened.
What causes the ice to melt?
Well, ice melts because of a change of state of matter.
Okay. What causes it? What causes the matter to change its state, its physical state?
So you keep asking questions that I don't understand. So I cannot tell
That's
you.
a pretty simple question.
Excuse me. I cannot
Don't
tell.
hate on the question.
Excuse
Try to
me.
answer it
Excuse
until you
me.
can.
Excuse me. I cannot tell you the cause of something if I don't believe in cause. What I can tell you is that if atoms move faster, they change state. That's an interaction between temperature, pressure, and matter. There's
There
nothing
you
that
go.
causes any of that.
There you go.
Yeah, there's nothing that causes any of that.
Temperature and pressure causes the
No, no,
atoms to
no.
move
Those are
faster or slower.
interactions with matter that states change because that states will change if those interactions change. None of that is cause. You have to demonstrate that something was ever caused there. What was the thing that was caused in that system? The system that the ice melted in, what was ever caused?
You said it yourself, Donald.
I
Temperature
didn't.
and pressure changes affect the state of
Okay,
matter.
what causes change?
I just answered your question. Why are you asking it again?
You didn't. What causes change?
And you answered it for me. Temperature
Excuse
and
me.
pressure
No, no, no.
cause
Those were the things that changed. What caused the change?
what causes temperature to change?
Yeah.
A source of heat or a lack thereof.
Which? Which is the cause of temperature change?
I just answered it. A
So you
source
think
of
that
heat or a
something can
lack
have more than
thereof.
one cause? You think that something can have more than one cause?
Yes.
Okay, so what does that mean for something to have more than one cause?
I don't know. You tell me. What does it mean?
It means that cause doesn't exist and interactions are a thing. Because you can have more than one thing interacting, but you can't have more than one cause. Because a cause is a singular thing that causes a singular thing, and that's the effect. Right?
Yeah, I just put it in
Right.
a simple way that A source of heat or lack thereof causes a change
Right.
in
So
temperature.
so wait. Which is the thing that causes the lack of temperature? Is it the I'm sorry. Which is the thing that causes the change in temperature? The lack of heat or the addition of heat?
A source of heat or a lack of source of
Okay,
heat.
so more than one thing can cause a thing.
No, it's just one thing. A source
Is
of
it
heat
the addition of heat or
or
the
a lack
subtraction of heat? They're not the
thereof.
same thing. If it's both, then we're back to the same question. Can things have more than one cause?
You asked me for a singular cause, I gave it to you.
No, you didn't. You gave me two causes. So can
No,
more than
it's
yes you
just the
did. You
one
said
thing.
the lack of heat or
If
the
it's there,
addition of
it's
heat.
gonna cause something.
Is the
If it's
lack of heat different from the addition of heat?
no, I'm talking about the source
Wait,
of it.
the lack of heat is identical to the addition of heat. Are you sure you want to say that nonsense?
I didn't say that.
That's what
You
I
just said
asked,
it.
though. And you said
I'm
yes.
talking about the source
So
of heat
now
or
you
a lack
need
of
to.
a
So
source
that
of heat.
was that a
You have
tracking
selective
error,
hearing,
T? Was that a
Donald.
tracking error? That seems like it was a tracking error. So is the
You're
addition
just
of. Excuse
selectively picking
me.
on the
Can you
words.
please allow me to speak? Is the addition of heat identical to the subtraction of heat? Or are they opposites?
They're opposite.
Okay, so they cannot be the same thing. So when you say that the definition of a temperature change is either the addition or the subtraction of heat, then it's
No,
not.
I didn't say
Excuse me, I
that.
was in the
I did.
middle
Why are
of
you
a
misquoting me
fucking
all the time?
goddamn sentence, bitch. I was right in the middle of a sentence, and if you speak again, motherfucker, I will put you in the audience. So listen, when you say that the definition of a change is adding and or subtracting, then you can't have defined that thing as coherent because you're affirming a contradiction. Don't do that. A definition cannot contradict itself or it's incoherent.
Donald, I think you're just
Are you
defining
done?
things like super strangely.
I'm not the one that made this definition. I would never make a contradictory
Are you
definition.
done?
This guy
Can I
made it.
speak now?
Somebody else talk to me, dumbass.
Donald, let's switch topics.
I'd really rather not, but okay. To what?
How drunk are you?
So are we going to use this as a way of avoiding my argument?
I'm not avoiding. I'm just asking. Do I have permission to
No, I
speak?
just think you have weird definitions.
I didn't actually give any definitions. It was the other guy who gave the weird definitions, not me, just so you know.
Okay, I didn't give any definitions that you quoted. You're misquoting me all the time, and you have
Oh,
selective
so no
listening.
definitions were given, so this other guy lied in defense of you. Good job, buddy, throwing him under the bus like that. Because you definitely gave a definition, sort of.
I told you that a change in temperature is caused by a source of heat or a lack thereof. I'm talking about a source of heat.
Okay, a cause. So you think that more than one thing can cause something?
No, it's just the one thing.
No. So you're
A source of heat.
contradicting yourself now. If it if
It's a
if the
source of heat
definition
if it
is
exists.
either the lack of something or the addition of something, you're contradicting yourself.
I'm not talking about an addition of something. I'm
Then
just
you're
saying that
talking.
if it
Okay, so
exists
what's the
within the system.
definition of a change in
Hold on, let me
temperature?
finish now. Okay.
No. You're
Okay, then
not
you can
you're
keep
you're
talking to
contradicting
yourself, you
yourself. Listen.
narcissistic,
Listen, I'm trying.
impolite bitch.
Shut up. Oh my god.
Donald, are you ready to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior?
Demonstrate that Jesus existed.
No, don't do that.
You won't. You won't defend your claim. Got it. Okay. Okay. So
Don't do that. Are you a
excuse
Jesus
me.
denier?
Excuse me. Since you won't defend your claim, I'm just going to make my own personal claim that a universe creating minotaur is responsible for the entirety of existence.
Okay.
And
Well,
I'm
you
going to
kind of
use
are
your
doing that.
argument, which is I believe it.
You are kind of doing that with your thoughts have weight materialism.
Well, no, I can demonstrate that thoughts have weight. That's easy.
No, that's not a thing, bro.
Yes, it 100%. I can show you the peer-reviewed study if you'd like.
Peer-reviewed study on thoughts
Yes,
having weight.
yes.
Yeah, I don't
I've
care
got at
how many
least 20.
peers review that. That's still insanity.
Well, I mean, except for the 20 peer-reviewed studies that I have. There's that. Do you want one?
No, Donald, thoughts do not have
No,
weight.
you don't want evidence because you don't care about evidence.
Thoughts don't have weight, Donald.
Well, I mean, I can demonstrate the opposite of that.
Thoughts are immaterial.
I can demonstrate the opposite of that. Can you
No,
demonstrate
you
a
can't.
single, excuse me, can you demonstrate one single immaterial thing besides thoughts?
Dreams.
Green is not immaterial, it's a wavelength of light.
Dreams. Dreams.
Dreams are thoughts. So can you demonstrate something besides thoughts that are immaterial?
Emotions.
Emotions are thoughts. Can you demonstrate something besides thoughts that are
Emotions are
emotional?
thoughts.
Can you demonstrate something outside of a brain? How about
Emotions are not
that?
thoughts.
Because you seem to be lying about what I'm saying.
Emotions aren't thoughts, Donald.
Yes, emotions are thoughts.
Are you serious?
Yes. I can
So
demonstrate
do
this.
emotions have like weight too, or what?
Yes, emotions are thoughts. Thoughts have weights. Emotions have
Oh
weight.
wow.
That's
So how
just
much does love weigh?
the 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 electron mass of the chemicals involved. So emotions are hormones, and so hormones are molecules, and molecules have a much more complex way of
Oh my
determining their
god.
mass.
Donald.
Saying my name over and over just makes me horny for you.
What the fudge? Are you gay?
Did you just say fudge?
Yeah.
Like the thing that you eat?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
It's amazing the amount of control that these religions have over people. It's just amazing.
What? Because I didn't say fuck?
Well, no. Other stuff too. But yes, that also.
What's the other stuff?
I mean, your apologetics.
What apologetics? We
Everything
haven't
that
even
we've
talked
put in
about
talking
religion.
about has been apologetics.
In the last, like, today?
Yeah.
No, religion never came up, man. We're talking about forces and interactions and causation and
Yeah, and all of those things were
emotions having weight.
apologetics. All of those things were apologetics.
Emotions
They had
having weight?
zero, listen, they had zero basis in science.
Apologetics for what? Religion?
For your belief. No, it
How
doesn't.
are you inserting that in there? I'm just questioning your beliefs right now, Donald.
You're not, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, demonstrate that.
Demonstrate that we've been talking about what we've been talking about?
No. Demonstrate that you have a decent rebuttal to anything I believe. Because I can demonstrate
It's
that so far, practically everything that you said has been wrong.
Emotions having weight, bro? That's like brand
Yes.
spanking new,
Emotions
like,
have weight. They're chemicals. So you understand that an atom has an atomic mass. And whenever you combine
I know what
multiple.
you're doing,
Excuse me, I'm in
but
the
it's
middle of a sentence
insanity.
here. Excuse me, I'm in the middle of a sentence here. Please don't speak when I'm in the middle of a sentence here. So whenever you chain a bunch of molecules together, you have to take up their charge and atomic masses and add them together to get the molecular mass, or which we compare to a mole. A mole is just a set number of molecules.
Right. Okay. And was that going somewhere?
I was done,
Okay, yeah. So we add a bunch of masses up.
and that's how you get the mass of emotion, is because they're chemicals.
What's a mole used again for? Avogadro's number?
So a mole is used to measure large amounts of atoms.
Okay, yeah, it's just to like
It's like 6.67 times 10 to the
just to like
23rd, something
normalize the number a bit.
atoms. What?
Yeah, it's just like a container for a number of atoms.
No, no, no. It's a
How's
mathematical
it
construct. It's
how's it
imaginary.
how's it used again? Yeah, like
We use it
I
to
forget this stuff.
compare a set number of one thing to a set number of another thing, and we use this number to compare the two.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So, like, if I have a set number of atoms on one side and a
Mm.
set number of atoms on the other side, the way that you use a Venn diagram is very simple. And the mole is the thing that connects the two. So, the amount of atoms that intersects with the same amount of atoms with the other kind, that's a mole.
Yeah, it was like
And
n
it's like
equals
6 times 6.7 to the 23rd.
n equals small m over big M
Yeah, that's the
is the
mathematical
number of
description
atoms.
of a Venn diagram right there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I forget all the shit. That was so long ago.
I know. You have to
I
work
used
at
to
it to
remember all
remember
this
this
stuff.
shit. It's like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it fatigues. No,
Oh yeah, for sure.
not fatigues. Damn it, can't remember the word. Atrophies.
It
That's the
gets
word.
weak.
It
Okay.
atrophies.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So tell me something interesting about reality.
The entire universe is quantum.
Okay. So so what's going on?
So what's
What
going
is all
on
of it?
is like if you study quantum field theory, you understand. You'll come to the understanding that at the
It's all
earliest.
conscious?
What? What did you say in the middle of my sentence?
That it's all conscious? Is that the conclusion you'll reach?
No.
Okay. What's your conclusion?
So, at the earliest moments of the universe, the entire observable universe. So we're talking about the observable universe here because um
Can't
there
observe it all.
is what in the middle of
Yeah,
my
yeah,
sentence?
just get to it, man.
I'm trying. You keep talking. What did you say?
I said we can't observe it all. I'm trying to help you along.
No, I know.
Okay.
So we're talking about the observable universe here. We can't observe the entire universe, so we're talking about just the observable universe. I was saying that when you interrupted me. Thanks for that.
Yes.
So, at the earliest moments of the universe, the entire universe was quantum. So if inflation happened, which we are pretty sure that it did, the way that we describe it, then because the thing that existed got so much bigger so fast, and we can explain this with superposition. So whenever superposition happens, for some reason there are more particles at the end, well, in the middle, than there are at the end or the beginning. So at some point, there are more particles, which we can demonstrate, which is kind of fucked up. That's kind of. You'd think, if you didn't know quantum field theory, that that was something coming from nothing, but it's not at all that. What it is that the universe has this ability to have a positive and a negative energy. We know this through general relativity. Gravity has negative energy. So in all scales, there will be this positive and negative energy. And quantum fluctuations are the quantum positive and negative energy. They borrow from gravity in a way that we don't understand yet. And make a matter and antimatter pair and then annihilate almost immediately. So fast that we can't even measure yet. Well, outside of a couple of lab situations. But like out in the universe, can't do that yet. So we call them virtual particles. And these things are entangled in such a way that it just sort of forces a fourth dimension. Without even trying, it just predicts a fourth dimension. And we call that time. But all this really is that there are certain situations that cannot be undone. There are other situations that can be undone, like if you throw glass on the ground, like glass from the store, you just throw it on the ground. You can physically undo that. Like, physically speaking, it is 100%, it is a 99% possibility that you can absolutely put all of those pieces back together. But there are certain, how did he put it? There are certain mechanics that are irreversible. That's the word he used. There are certain mechanics that are irreversible in quantum mechanics. And once there is deconstructive interference in any quantum field, that's an irreversible mechanic. You can't undo that. You can mathematically describe it before and after, but you cannot undo that. That's why you can put a glass back together, because it's not quantum. But deconstructive and constructive and deconstructive interference are what's responsible for matter. So because, like, electrons and protons and quarks are waves, the thing that we see is, and we can demonstrate this very easily, that what we see is just the deconstructive and constructive interference that happens whenever quantum fields interfere. We can demonstrate this with a laser beam and what's called a microslit sheet. So this is like a sheet of paper, usually about 6 by 6 inches, something like that, that has just millions of different holes in it that have been micro-cut by lasers. And you can set that on a mirror and point a single laser at it and point a camera down at that, and you'll see millions of dots. You won't see a single dot. You'll see millions of fucking dots. That means that all of those photons are taking different paths and using constructive and deconstructive interference to move through space. But what that does is, because it can only move at a particular rate, it can only move at one rate. Doesn't matter what the medium is, in that medium it will move at a single rate. In a vacuum, it always moves at the same rate. In other mediums, it moves at a particular rate. It's generally because of, again, deconstructive interference due to, like, being absorbed and re-emitted. So it's not actually the speed of light changing, it's just constructive, deconstructive interference happening. It's weird that, like, the entire universe is just deconstructive and reconstructive, or constructive and deconstructive interference. The entire universe is that. I mean, I can demonstrate that over and over and over and over. Like, a single photon moving through water can demonstrate that The only reason why it takes the path through water that it does after changing mediums is because of deconstructive interference. I can show that when it moves the other way, it only moves through the lighter atmosphere because of constructive interference. So
Wait, so does a photon is also has like wave properties?
well, a photon is a wave.
It is a wave?
Yes.
How does that work? It's like
So
a
quantum field theory shows us that all particles are just force carrying for waves that exist. Now, when it comes to a photon, the force carrying particle doesn't have matter. It's one of the very few force carrying particles that don't have matter. But it has mass, and it has a momentum, and it has inertia. It just doesn't have matter. So it's a
I
thing that
thought it
has.
doesn't have mass. I thought photons don't have mass.
Photons have energy. Energy is mass. There's an energy mass equivalent. They don't have matter.
Okay. So photons are just like other elementary particles where it's just an excitation in the field or something?
Every elementary particle is that, and a photon is an elementary particle. It is the force carrying elementary particle of the electromagnetic field.
Hmm. So what's happening in the observer effect, you think? The
Well,
double
it's
slit
it's
experiment.
it's constructive and deconstructive interference due to the the breaking of entanglement. So there are particles that are entangled and there are particles that are not entangled. These things can change. So the same particles that are entangled can become disentangled, and the same particles that are disentangled can become entangled. So the way that that happens is through wormholes. So this is what we call quantum entanglement.
So what passing through the slit somehow changes the entanglement?
Well, no. There's fields. This field exists in the slit and outside of the slit. So when there is an excitation in front of the slit, it will pass through both slits. Because there's a single field between them. This is why we can't have a unified field theory yet, because each field has to have its own theory. You can't they can interact, but you can't entangle them. You can't like substitute them one for another the way that you can with like time and gravity and stuff like that.
Why? How does it go through both slits if it's like a single unit?
That's how. That is how. So like think of a lake with just two like pillars in the center. If you drop a single rock before those two pillars, whenever the wave hits those two pillars, they'll diffract and they'll interfere with each other. So there was still only one source, but it interfered with itself. Because the same object exists before and after. So there's a single field, the electromagnetic field, that exists in front of the slits and behind the slits, so that if you excite the field in front of the slit and it expands, it will go through both slits and interfere
Okay.
with itself on the other side.
Yeah, because it's a wave to begin with, right?
Because it's
But
always
then,
a wave. Because it's
but
always a wave.
but then, what the hell does consciousness have to do with it, or measurement?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Measurement. What does
Well,
measurement have to do?
measurements have to be done by consciousness because we are the thing doing the measuring. But interference can happen with or without consciousness. That's a any quantum field is sufficient to collapse any other quantum field.
So what? Like the quantum field of the detector is collapsing the is collapsing the photon or whatever we're shooting?
I mean, sort of, yeah. It'd be better to understand that because that photon is being absorbed instead of re-emitted to a different place, it's changing the quantum system, which collapses the wave function.
So you think consciousness has nothing to do with it? It's
I
just
can
like
demonstrate that. I don't have to think it. I can demonstrate that consciousness has nothing to do with the collapse of the wave function.
it's just like fields interacting with the experiment,
No,
like
it's
from
fields
the instrument.
interacting with each other. It's always fields interacting with each other. So it's a quantum field is a sufficient observer to collapse any other quantum field. So all you need is the interaction of the any deconstructive or constructive interference whatsoever of any two quantum fields, and we know of dozens of quantum fields, just so you know, that we can demonstrate exist everywhere in the universe. So any excitation of any quantum field is enough to collapse the wave function of any other quantum field. I can demonstrate that.
By what? Just like being like there, just by being like next to it.
Because they interact. Because of
Mhm.
deconstructive and constructive interference that happens anytime there's an excitation.
Interesting. So what about the quantum eraser?
I mean, that's just retrocausality, which is explained by the exact same phenomenon that I'm talking about, except you do it at a very high speed. So whenever you change your speed in relativity, your time graph skews. So if two different observers are in different frames of reference, then the way that they interact with the photons will be different because their speed relative to all of the other photons will be different. The photons will all have the same speed, but their speed relative to the photons will be skewed. So they're going to see that A happened, then B, and someone else is going to see that B happened and then A. So that's just retrocausality. That's not a mystery. General relativity explained that in 1915.
I thought the quantum eraser proved that like it's because we can know that that collapses the wave function.
Well, no, what it does is demonstrate that Everett was right, and his interpretation shows that they all happen.
What?
Shows that Everett is correct, and that every possible interaction happens.
I thought it depended on the witch path information or whatever.
Well, that's
Like
just
if
that's just
like
that's just talking about which one you're on. So that doesn't talk about which ones happen. That talks about which one you're on. You can only be on one. I might be on a different eventually. But all of them actually happen. They have to. It's impossible for them not to. Otherwise, that 1,000 slit paper experiment that I told you about would be impossible. There would just be one. There would be one path. Because there are thousands of paths, every possible reality is uh, realized.
hmm.
Everett was right. We can demonstrate this now. It makes predictions that have been confirmed.
So you think there's nothing to do with consciousness going on?
I can demonstrate that it's impossible for consciousness to have anything to do with it because these things happened before consciousness was possible in the universe. I can show these things happening at 10 to the negative 43 seconds after the initial inflation. I can demonstrate that it was impossible for consciousness to exist at 10 to the negative 43 seconds after the initial inflation. because there couldn't even be protons.
Well, that's assuming like consciousness requires protons, right?
Can you demonstrate a single consciousness that doesn't require protons?
That's a whole other discussion.
No, it's not. This is the discussion now. This is the only thing I'm going to talk about. I want you to tell me yes or no. Can you
Can you
demonstrate
can you
as
can you
excuse
demonstrate a
me?
proton
Can you
independent of
demonstrate a
consciousness?
single consciousness without protons?
Can you demonstrate a proton independent of consciousness?
Yeah,
No, you can't.
I can. The Large Hadron Collider. Thank you. So
How do you do that?
can you demonstrate that consciousness is possible without protons?
No, not quite.
No, you can't, but I can do the opposite, so we're going to go
Wait,
with you're wrong.
how do you demonstrate a proton without
The Large Hadron
consciousness?
Collider demonstrates them 1,000,000,000 times a second, just so you know.
Yeah, but that's within our consciousness, bro. Like
No,
that
it's
experiment
not.
is
It
taking
has
place
absolutely nothing
within
to do with
our
our
consciousness.
consciousness.
Of course it does.
If our consciousness existed or not, protons would still exist.
Well, that's an assumption.
No, it's not. I can demonstrate that protons existed before all consciousness.
That's just like a mental exercise, like within consciousness again.
False.
Yeah.
You're just lying. I don't like liars.
I'm not lying, man.
Yeah, you are.
But
I
but
can
I don't want to get into
I
like
can
idealism
demonstrate
and all
that
that.
there has nary been a single consciousness without a proton.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So it's called the core theory of physics. So can you click on a link?
I'm not gonna read it, Donald. I'm just super bored. Let's talk about something else.
So as soon as I start presenting my evidence, you're like, no, I don't want to see your evidence, man.
No,
So
it's fine. I know you're a materialist, dude.
you're just denying reality.
I know you're a materialist. Like I
Well,
don't need
that's
further proof that
irrelevant
you're
to
a
this
materialist.
equation. That's utterly irrelevant. And I'm not a materialist, just so you know. Things exist that are not material, just so you know.
Oh, what's okay? So you asked me to demonstrate something that's immaterial, and you didn't accept thoughts or emotions. So what do you
Those
think's
are
immaterial?
material.
So what's immaterial?
Immaterial
Yeah.
is
What's an
going to be
example of?
anything that's not matter. So, like dark energy, dark matter.
That's the question, Donald.
Yeah.
Just to Steelman, maybe what he's talking about. If you imagine like a pink dinosaur in your mind, and although that's physical in the sense that it corresponds directly to whatever is going on in the bioelectrically in your brain, wouldn't you say that the image itself, or maybe its existence, is sort of not material?
No, we can actually demonstrate that it is material. Two ways. So we have taken this was a horrible experiment that was done in the 1950s that I don't agree with whatsoever. But we tortured a monkey for hours before with a single image before we killed it, and then we chopped its brain in half, and then we physically stamped it onto a piece of paper and showed that the image it last saw was physically imprinted on the brain.
Okay, I need to look this up. This 1950s experiment. Oh man,
Was
do you know?
physically imprinted on the brain?
That sounds
Yeah,
insane.
What?
it was fucking bonkers.
No, but like the image itself?
Yeah, the actual image of it was an apple, or a half an apple, I think. I don't remember. No. It was an apple, and they actually were able to get a fucking image by just physically stamping this poor animal's brain onto a piece of paper.
Wait. By showing it the image repeatedly?
Well, I mean, they only did it once.
No, how did they? No. Say that again. They showed it the image over and over again before they killed it.
No. Okay. So what they did was, do you remember? Shit. Okay. So what they did was they forced. So they held this monkey's eyes open, and they forced it to look at an image for several hours before they killed it. And when they killed it and dissected its brain, they found a section of the brain where they could stamp it onto a piece of paper and get the actual image of the apple that they showed it.
Wait, what was what was being stamped? What's the stamping
The
part
monkey's brain.
on,
like they were
on a piece
trying
of
to
paper,
right
like a
take the
section
image.
of the brain?
It's
Yeah.
physical brain. It's actual fucking
Yeah,
brain.
yeah. And there was a fucking no, man. That's not possible, dude.
I
So this is
am not kidding.
Donald. This is I got it here on AI Overview. The experiment is likely the 1950s 2-deoxyglucose 2DG mapping method applied to the visual cortex, famously used by researchers like David Hubel and Torsten Wiesel, studying building on these methods. So they showed monkeys, often rhesus monkeys, a high contrast visual image such as a checkerboard, a ring, or a straight line. And then while looking at the image, radioactive 2-deoxyglucose. Oh, it's like a dye was
It's like a
added, introduced
tracking.
into.
It's like a tracking group.
Yeah. Active neurons consume sugar, absorbing radioactive. Okay. Examining the brain, they examined it, and the active neurons showed up as dark radioactive bands. Dark bands revealed the physical shape of the image the monkey had been looking at, as represented by active neurons
That's
in the
fucked
brain.
up, right?
Yeah.
That just
Wait.
demonstrates that
So the
thoughts are physical, man.
wait.
Thoughts are definitely physical.
So the neurons somehow arranged in a way to represent the
No, it was like a
image.
radioactive dye. The neurons do this because that's how neurons work.
No, the neurons took the shape of the image. How the hell is that possible?
No. They like okay. So this was a way of tracking like the electrical flow. So the dye that they used was like a special dye that you could use to track neural activity in a one-way direction that didn't go away for a little bit.
No, but like, what's creating the image?
The
Neural,
neurons.
like
The neurons were doing
the
it.
actual physical neurons,
Yes, the physical fucking neurons.
the cells, like the
Yes,
arrangement
the
of the
physical
cells.
fucking cells did that.
They made the image of
Yes.
they correlated with the image of the
Apparently it was
thing.
a
Like,
checkerboard. I was wrong about the
what?
apple. It was a checkerboard.
What does that even prove? That's not
It
proving
proves
materialism.
that the mind is physical.
I don't know, man. I need to think about
You
this.
don't know that if you can draw a physical image with the physical brain that saw the fucking image, that thoughts aren't physical? That doesn't
No,
even
like
make
I
sense.
just want to know how the hell that's even like. I'm trying to wrap my mind around like how that's even like a thing. Because
This is gold.
the image is.
Habibi. I want to say hello to Roivas and say, check out my PTR. That's me and DMX while I was touring as a musician, unlike you, who claims he's a
I'll
successful
be
musician.
back.
I am actually a very
Yo, please.
successful musician. And there's proof. There's my street cred. Me and DMX, Roivas. Read it. See it in weed, buddy.
Yo, is
A
this whole
real
talk?
musician's on
Nice.
stage.
You got me, man. You got me. Trying to find
Get
the actual paper for this study.
You can't even come close to me in
Having
DMX.
having a little
My
difficulty.
music is 10 times better than your music.
Well, you have the power of AI on your side, so that's
Not AI. That's me meeting DMX at McDonald's. Hello?
nice. I love BMX. It's great.
DMX.
Great
Who let
tissue.
the dogs out?
Huh. Primate, top-grown raffing, research gate.
Anyways, it's not important that I'm more successful than you are in music or I know celebrities like DMX. What's important is that God exists. And God is real. And God is America.
History.
It's like DMX. But unlike your music, nobody ever appreciated it. But everybody appreciates God, unlike your music. Hello?
I think this paper like talks about the other studies, but this is in 1993. Topographic mapping in primate visual cortex, history, anatomy, and computation. And it does mention the radioactive dye used, deoxyglucose or whatever. Isn't this exciting?
No, so Royvis, is Donald
What?
saying this correctly, man?
I'm sure he is. It's just I think my ability to understand what he's saying is not great.
I'm looking at this right now. No, I think he's like full of it, dude. That's not possible, man. Researchers recorded activity in visual areas, blah, blah, blah. This can look like we can see the image inside the brain. But again, it's not a photograph in the brain. It's a decoding of neural signals.
Yeah.
This is actually showing like, isn't this more on the side of like...
I mean, it's weird. I mean, whatever the conclusion is, it's a crazy experiment.
There's no experiment where a full image is literally stamped or stored like a photo. The brain contains a clear internal picture you could look at. Instead, the brain uses distributed coding. Many neurons together represent parts of the image.
What? I gotta read this whole paper, and then like tomorrow we'll debate. Like, all right, based on this fucking obscure.
What the frick? I don't get it, man. I think Donald's way oversimplifying it. Like, if that actually happened, that's just
well,
like
we have to ask
crazy.
Donald when he comes back without annoying him too much. So he doesn't go out smoke another cigarette.
Dude, what are you banging?
This is his music. This is the kind of music he writes.
Are you serious?
Zen music.
This guy's always in character every time I hear
Ty Webb.
You should get a glockenspiel. You have like a whole.
Chicago. He's a Zen golfer. His name's Ty Webb. Maybe I'll run into him sometime this summer at the country club at Bushwick.
So when you go to Chicago, this is what.
Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. This is mayoral candidate John Kidder. We're telling you all to go to ChicagoMayorElection.com. Rabono Shalom. What is the G, then the 0, then the D? Some people haven't figured out how to use their words so nicely.
It's deoxy.
Teach people what they mean without being mean, unlike Roivas, who splurgs out and crashes out on here all the time. He can't take it. I'm getting off this app, I'm exiting the room and leaving. He splurgs and gets angry. How's your anger temper tantrum problems these days, Dr. Roivas? Hello? Hello?
He mute himself?
Oh?
There he is.
Hello?
Uh-oh, equations.
Gold, what do you think is going on in the universe, other than trolling?
In a galaxy.
He should know. He knows about all the esoteric shit. He's a Crowleyite and a fucking Alan Watts.
Galaxy. Hello. Hello.
Oh, sorry.
Gold, drop some wisdom of the universe on us.
Yeah, drop the wisdom.
Okay, pick a number 1 through 10. Hello.
9.
Uh-oh, Donald's back. Everyone behave.
Okay. Be cool now, Daddy-O. Donnie's back. Dr.
Yes.
Don. Dr. Bacardi himself.
Donald, I think you're oversimplifying what happened in that. I'm still hashing it out, but I think you're
Hello?
I think you might need to read it better. You might need to read it a second time.
Plucking chrysanthemums along the eastern fence, gazing in silence at the southern hills.
I don't want to hear poetry, no.
The birds fly home
I don't want to hear poetry, no.
I found another messed up one.
Dusk. In all these things, there is a deep meaning.
And I don't want to hear poetry. I really, no.
You definitely forget the words.
John Kidover only tells us what we don't want to hear. I've learned that over the
couple years. That can be expressed is
let's go in Clubhouse and hear what I don't want to hear.
That can be expressed. And
he knows exactly. It's like exactly the right voice, the right words. It's amazing. It's uncanny how he does it.
Exactly what you don't want to hear. How did I know how to do that?
Join my TikTok. I have a TikTok that I'm trying to get a thousand followers so I can go live on TikTok. Join my TikTok.
I can't
You
wait to
should go
Join my
do it like a.
TikTok.
I
Join my
can't
TikTok.
wait to join it. I
You
can't
guys
wait.
could be like the dynamic duo and just
We
do a
are
show
the
together.
dynamic duo. Without you crashing out, though, it's no fun. We need you to get angrier. We need you to get in a car right now and road rage.
Here's one,
Hey,
Donald, about
Toast, welcome.
oh, tell us here. Surgically removing or damaging part of monkey's brains and observing subsequent behavior changes. So there's like poking around in there and say, oh,
That's not what
and
happened. You're
no, this is
lying.
a different one. This is a different one than the one you brought up.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't care
Yeah,
about that one. I'm talking about the one that I talked
you
about.
only care about your one. Okay. Well, if you could find the actual paper that I think I did, but it's nested in another paper that's written in '93. So if you have any idea, uh,
Donald, doesn't that experiment prove more so that like the brain is like a hologram
No,
instead
can't
of
do
like
that
oh,
if it's
Apple Brain. This is
physical.
Harlow's lab. Apple Brain doesn't. Oh no, this is telling me that my search makes no sense. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh.
my AI is like, why are you looking for Apple Brain, you fucking idiot? I'm like, in the clubhouse.
Apple brain?
It has a problem with that. It like quoted it. It's like, well, I don't know what the fuck Apple Brain is. You fucking retard. Okay.
I asked ChatGPT and it says it's not like the photo was imprinted. It's like there's some weird correlations with the neurons in the
Well,
in the
yeah.
image or
They're
something.
okay. So they
But
used a
it's not like
radioactive
the image
dye.
itself.
They used a
Right.
radioactive dye, and the radioactive dye came out in a pattern that was predicted by what the neurons would display if they were seeing this image.
Okay, so it's not like as crazy as you were making it sound.
No,
You
it's
were making it sound like
exactly
the
what I
apple
was
was like
making it
No,
out.
Don, I know,
It's
but
exactly the same.
it's a
It's
me problem. But
exactly the same.
I thought you were saying you cut the monkey's brain head open and you saw the apple. That's what I
Yes.
thought at
Yeah,
first.
Well, it
right?
was
That's
it was
like a
apparently a checkerboard
checkerboard,
image,
yeah, whatever.
checkerboard image. But yes,
Checkerboard
that's
brain.
exactly what happened.
No, but you're saying it's not.
No. I'm saying that's exactly what happened. They
It might
cut the
back
brain
up.
open and
Yeah.
saw the checkerboard pattern.
No, man.
Yes, they did.
Well, in a sense, like
Not
indirectly.
in a sense. They saw the checkerboard pattern.
I thought you said that it just arranged in a pattern that was predicted or something.
Yes, if the
Predicted
monkey
by the
brain did
image?
not listen, if the monkey brain did not see this pattern, it would not have exhibited this feature. They took a picture of the brain seeing the checkerboard.
And then the neurons arranged themselves in a checkerboard pattern.
No, it was like a. It was like
So-
a.
dude.
It was a distribution of electricity that would not have been any other way unless they were seeing the checkerboard pattern.
Yeah, but isn't that obvious? Like, how does that mean anything?
Can you cut
Like-
out what?
Isn't that like obvious? Like, when you look at an image, you're gonna produce like a unique like
Yeah,
pattern.
it's gonna be unique based on the image that you see. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so any image is gonna produce like a unique pattern or something, right?
Yes, it's going to produce physically a unique pattern.
Yeah, but you're saying that physical pattern somehow was the checkerboard pattern?
Yes, those
That
are
part I think you're-
identical.
I think you're
Everything
full
that
of
you
shit
see
on
is
that part.
identical to the physical pattern that you see in your neural network. That's what this experiment demonstrated.
No, man. I just
Yes,
asked
that was the
ChatGPT.
conclusion. Just read the conclusion of the paper. That's what the conclusion of this paper was. That's why I use it, because the conclusion says the result of this experiment is that the pattern is physical in the brain.
There's a correspondence between the image and the neural activity, but it's not like a one-to-one thing, dude.
What the fuck does that mean? How can a correspondence be 1-to-1? That doesn't even make sense. That's just fucking stupid.
there's just some
That's
like
a stupid ass
correspondence
thing to say.
between the like.
So what do you think there is besides correspondence?
There's like some correlation, but it's not like it's
So
not like
correlation.
It's not like the checkerboard.
Listen. I want you to know that correlation is stronger than correlation. Just so you know, correlation is like within a margin of error, nearly 1-to-1 certainty, while correlation.
Wait, what was the first one? Collation?
What were the two words that you used? Because that's what I need to respond to is the two words that you used.
Correlation and corresponding or something?
Okay. So corresponding is define corresponding.
There's like a relationship.
Okay, so what is correlation?
Same thing.
Then they can't be different
sort of
words.
relationship.
That's not
Yeah, they're
true.
not. I use them as synonyms. Like
I don't. And neither does science. Can you Google the word correlation, please?
Why are we getting stuck on this word right now, dude?
Because this seems to be the problem.
The checkerboard wasn't imprinted into the neurons, man.
False. That's a lie.
Wait, I lost my freaking ChatGPT response. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I couldn't care less about ChatGPT, just so you know.
I think the response freaking got overwritten by the other one or some crap. But it was saying something like it wasn't a direct, like, 1-to-1, like, the actual
what the
physical
fuck
image.
do you think that means?
Like, the photo, like, the actual checkerboard image was not, like, imprinted on the neurons.
I mean, that's false. There was a distribution predicted by what a brain would see with this checkerboard, right?
I don't know how that's like a meaningful statement.
You don't know how predictions are fucking useful in science? Can you please explain to me how you do science without predictions,
some
please?
neuronal pattern lined up with like.
No, this was a prediction. Do you understand what a prediction is?
Yeah, but it would be predicted by like.
Can you please tell me what a prediction is?
Right? What were they basing their?
Can you please tell me what a prediction is?
Donald, man. I don't know. How the hell do you define
You don't even fucking know what a prediction is, but you can't
like
tell.
Taking data from the past.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I was in the middle of a sentence.
No, I was in the middle of a sentence.
No, you weren't. You had finished your sentence. Thank you very much. Don't lie to me. So you don't even know what a prediction is, but you can't tell me whether or not it's important for science to make predictions.
Okay, in this
which is
context,
fucking weird.
In the context of a scientific experiment, I would define a prediction as taking some data from past events and extrapolating it into the future.
Well, that's false. So a prediction and an extrapolation are very different things. I want you to understand this. A prediction will never ever be an extrapolation, and an extrapolation will never ever be a prediction. Just so you know, they're different fucking things.
They're kind of related, man.
No, they're not at all related. They are completely different things.
How did they make their
prediction? An extrapolation is a mathematical thing, while a prediction is something that can be tested in objective reality.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like extrapolating like a line on a graph, man. I'm
using
it.
Yes, that's why they're different things. That's exactly why they're different things. They're different fucking things.
No, you can use extrapolate.
No, you cannot do that.
In a non-mathematical sense.
No, you cannot do that.
English language. It's basically using past like data to like
No,
predict what's
you
coming
have to
next type of
stop
thing.
doing that. You must stop doing that. If you keep doing this, I'm just going to start ignoring you and playing music. Because you're
You're
lying
gonna do
now.
that anyways at some
After I've
point.
told you over and over and over that you're wrong, if you keep saying the same wrong thing, you're just lying. I don't give a shit what you're saying after you start
Okay,
lying.
Donald, how did they make their prediction?
They use a hypothesis.
Okay. And what data did they use?
You don't have to use data.
So they just pulled this like unique neuronal pattern out of their asses. And
Yes,
they're like,
that's
yeah,
how predictions work. You
this
just
is
make
gonna
the shit
correspond
up.
with the checkerboard.
Yes, you just make the shit up. So
No.
if you know that these neurons will only fire if these particular neurons in your eyes are receiving inputs, then you
Yeah.
can make a very accurate prediction on which neurons in your brain are going to fire based on which neurons in your eyes are receiving input.
Yeah, based on previous like experiments or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
based on
Yeah,
shit
so
we
why is that a
know.
profound statement? Like why
Yes,
is
it
this
was
even like
based
a
on shit we know.
okay? So then like who gives a shit? Like why is that significant?
Well, because it demonstrates that thoughts are physical.
No, it doesn't, man. And it's not
It
significant in the way that
100% does.
you're thinking.
How does it demonstrate that thoughts are something other than physical?
Dude, the image wasn't like imprinted like a photo on the freaking brain. There's just some like
That's
interesting
not what I
correlation
said.
between
I
the
never
image
said it
and the
was a
neurons.
photo of the brain. That's not what I
That's what
said.
you implied.
No, I
Donald,
never
I think
implied that.
the
You're
same
lying.
statement.
Don't lie about what I said. I never implied a photo ever. I never even said the word
Royvis, is that what he
photo.
implied? Royvis, is that what he
No,
implied?
I never
Hello?
implied photo.
Hello? Hello?
How is a photo a stamp?
You said the
Because
apple
I
was in the thing.
said stamp.
Hello? Hello?
Donald, I think you're confused about this experiment, bro.
Okay, demonstrate my confusion. Go ahead.
I'm working on it. Give me a minute.
Sure. You don't know that I'm confused. You're just asserting it without evidence. Until you like look at it for a minute and
Hello?
then like try and figure it out. But I'm
Hello?
wrong. I'm already wrong. Before you even know what the fucking thing says, I'm wrong.
Hello?
No, I know enough pieces to assume like you're exaggerating a little bit.
Why the
Not
fuck
entirely
would you make an
wrong.
assumption like that? That
I'll tell you soon, man. I lost the freaking response.
you need to work on that assumption.
Hello?
Hello, Republican. How are you? Or how? What are you going by today?
DMX. So you don't like poetry, and
No.
from what I can tell about this conversation, I've really learned nothing from the exchange here over the past 10, 15, 20 minutes. And I'm busy over here working on my mayoral campaign to liberate Chicago on 2/23/27 next year. Less than a year away, Rabboni Shalom. And I go by the name Gold Coins because this app, supposedly the founders of this app created a parallel society, and the gold coins is an economy. But I got to say, I haven't seen anybody really cash in, cash out, do anything with the coins. To me, it seems like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Nobody cares. It's the same people that use this app every day. There's no new creatures, no new content. It's just,
Hang
it's
on one second,
mostly.
Republican. Listen, or
Mhm.
golds. Sorry. I've been trying to download the same update for my club deck on my computer for the last 2 years. It won't. It won't download, and every time that I start it up, it says that it's gonna download in the background, and I've gone for 12, 15, 18, 25, 46 fucking shit. I think my record is 5 days.
Okay, Donald, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, listen to this. Do neuronal patterns match the image? Sort of, but not in a literal picture like way. in those
No one said
experiments.
fucking picture, you dickless wonder.
Okay, yeah,
Stop
obviously not.
lying.
We know that
Stop
now.
lying. Stop
No
lying.
one's lying.
Stop
Listen.
lying. I'm just not going to listen to you anymore if you keep lying. No one said
Hello?
fucking picture, dumbass. I said radioactive trackers in the fucking neurons, dumbass.
Hello?
Okay, so why is that
Hello?
significant in any way?
Well, it's extremely significant because you
It's not
lied.
significant at all. Like,
You
what the fuck?
lied is what makes it significant.
It's
Hello?
literally not significant. You made it sound like
You
it was this
lied
earth-shattering,
is what
like
makes it
mind-blowing
significant.
thing.
Is that you lied? If it
I knew it
weren't
was bullshit from the outset.
if it were hello, if it were not significant, you would not have lied, but you lied.
Okay, Donald, what? Tell me again. What is the experiment, and why is it significant?
Okay, the experiment is that if we show this monkey a picture for hours before we kill them, and then dissect their brain in a particular way, after giving them a tracker, a radioactive tracker, then we're going to see an image. And this image is going to match what we would see with this checkerboard pattern with the neural distribution. And it matched.
Is
It
going to
matched the
match
neural
what we would
distribution.
see.
It matched the neural distribution.
Okay, so like, yeah, you explained it horribly the first time. Now you're better, but now it's like it went from this profound thing to like, like who cares?
I mean, that might be your dumbass opinion, but it's not
So all you're
mine.
saying is when the brain sees an image, it creates a certain like pattern of like whatever, like a signature
I
in
wouldn't
with
say
like neuronal.
creates, but that demonstrates that thoughts are
The
physical.
No, it fucking does not, Donald. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
what does it demonstrate then?
And what the hell is the significance of that experiment?
What
Aren't there
does
like
it demonstrate
5,000 like
then?
experiments going on right now as we speak on
Excuse
like
me.
neurons
Excuse
doing
me.
things while people look at
What
images?
does it demonstrate then? What does that
It just
experiment demonstrate?
demonstrates that like there's a correlation between like images being received by the brain and neuronal activity,
Define correlation.
a relationship
Can you demonstrate a relationship to something outside of the neurons?
to something. That for that you need a conscious person having the thought,
I mean,
first
that's
person
me, right?
experience.
We're talking about me. So can you demonstrate a correlation with something other than the neurons?
Yeah, the person having the thought would be able to
Well, that's the
demonstrate
neurons. So can you
the thought.
demonstrate something other than the neurons to have a correlation?
The thought. So you have a thought,
Okay,
right?
but
Let's say you're hooked
that's the
up.
neurons.
You're
Something
hooked up.
other than the neurons.
Okay, listen. Donald is hooked up to a freaking brain imaging thing, right?
Yeah,
Donald has a thought.
yeah. That's neurons.
He notices the brain imaging device light up.
Yeah.
There's your correlation.
Well,
What the hell else do
no,
you
that's
want?
not what this was. But okay, we can talk about that if you want to pivot. You're just going to say that you were wrong about the other thing. So, whether or not my brain lights up, what causes that?
The thought.
No, it's blood flow. So can you please
Or
demonstrate
the image.
can you please demonstrate that blood flow and electrons are that there is something other than blood flow and electrons in the brain, please?
In the brain? No, we agreed that the brain is the brain. Where we disagree is you saying that the image. What the hell were you saying about the image?
Well, that if you dissect that particular brain in a particular way, that it makes that you can actually produce the image, and it's true.
Okay, so you look at an image, brain lights up. And why is that prove that like thoughts are physical?
Because neurons are physical. Electrons are physical. Demonstrate a single thing that's happening that's not physical.
Well, in the case of thoughts, it's different because it's a mental image, right? And
No, demonstrate a single thing that's happening that's not physical.
the thought, the experience of a
Demonstrate
thought,
it's not physical. You just keep repeating yourself. Stop
the
repeating
thought, the
yourself.
thought itself. Have you had thoughts?
Demonstrate that is not physical.
You demonstrate that it's physical.
Yeah, it is correlated with the neurons. So demonstrate that it's not
there's a
physical.
correlation. We all agree
Yes,
there's a
so
correlation.
demonstrate that it's not physical.
How do you go from correlation to saying that that thing is that other thing?
Well, because
That's ridiculous.
because that's all there is. Can you demonstrate something not physical?
No, bro. Materialists
So can
will
you
say
can,
we don't
can
know
you,
yet or some shit like
well,
that.
no,
They
that'd
don't
be a
just
false
go
statement.
putting
That'd
an
be a
equal
false
sign
statement. That'd
in
be a false
between the
statement. That'd be a
correlation.
false statement. So what you have to do is demonstrate. How about this? Let's go with an easier question. No. An easier
It's
thing.
self-evident, Donald.
Stop. 1
Thoughts are
second.
not
Stop
tangible.
talking. Stop talking. Can you demonstrate anything not physical to exist at all?
Yes, thoughts. Everyone has them all the time.
Demonstrate they're not physical.
The thought itself, the experience of a thought.
Demonstrate it's not physical.
Demonstrate that it is somehow neurons.
Well, because
And it's not just a correlation between the neurons and the
I
experience.
don't know what that means. That they're correlated means they're the same thing. So I don't know what you mean
What the
by
hell's wrong
not
with you?
just stop talking. Stop talking. I don't want stop. So I don't know what you mean by not just correlated because correlation means they're the same thing.
No, man, that's not how correlation works.
Okay, define correlation
have you
for
heard
the
of the
fifth time. I've asked you to
fallacy?
define correlation and you won't do it.
Fallacy? Correlation
Stop!
is not causation?
Stop. Define correlation.
We already went through this, man. Some kind of relationship.
I want you to define correlation.
We shouldn't even have to, man. These are like just common words in the English language.
I want you deny this thing because of the definition of this word. So please define the word you're using. I don't know what you're talking about until you define the word you're using.
Correlation is just something that lines up.
So
with
no
another
definition
thing.
has ever started with just. So can you define correlation rigorously?
You know what? Like, I'll give you a dictionary definition right now.
Let's do that. Fuck, I've been waiting for that shit. Holy shit, it took you long enough. Holy crap. Okay, what is the dictionary definition?
Correlation refers to a mutual statistical relationship or connection between two or more variables indicating how they change together.
So it's statistical. Okay, so I can accept statistical.
It can be.
But you didn't mean... No, wait.
It's just a connection.
No, wait. Stop. You can't say something is and can be and make them mean different things at the same time. Define correlation.
Can we just do that?
But you contradicted your definition. So I want you to reiterify your definition of correlation.
How did I contradict? What are you talking about? Correlation refers to a mutual statistical relationship or connection between two or more variables indicating how they change together.
Okay, what part of statistics involved anything you've said before now?
It said or, Donald.
Or what?
Oh, man. A mutual statistical relationship or connection between two or more variables.
Okay, so...
I was just saying the two or more variables thing.
Just saying connection is meaningless. So, are we going to talk about the thing that has meaning or the thing that does not have meaning? Which would you rather do?
Which is which? What are you talking about?
So, connection has no meaning. Statistics has a meaning.
Donald, you love getting stuck up on like one word out of a thing, and then
I'm asking you about two different words, which is the exact opposite of what you're saying. You are lying right now to my face. That is fucked up. I asked you about two different words. Not one word, two different words. You're lying, you fucking piece of shit. The fuck is wrong with you? Why would you just lie about somebody while you're talking to them?
What are you talking about, man?
Oh my god, you can't be serious.
Okay, what do you want
I
to do with this
just
definition, Donald?
demonstrated that you lied about what I said.
Okay,
Why
I
would
lied.
you do
I lied.
that?
What did I lie about again? The statistical part?
I asked you about 2 questions. You said I asked you about 1 question. That's a fucking lie.
What are you talking about? Donald, okay, we have the definition of a correlation. Now what?
I don't think we do have a correlation definition yet.
I read it out twice, man.
And I don't think you agree with your own definition.
I agree with this definition
Which
from
definition
the
do you
internet.
agree with?
A correlation refers to a mutual statistical relationship or connection between 2 or more variables indicating how they change together.
Okay, define connection.
Dude, what do you want from me, man?
I want you to define connection.
Okay, so if I change A, B is gonna change in some way that's
I will never know what you're
related.
saying when you start using variables. I'll never know what you're saying.
That's the easiest way to understand a correlation.
False. That's a lie. So
It's better than getting caught in the weeds with all this shit.
Listen to me. Whenever you said connection, I just wanted you to define the word connection.
Oh my god, dude.
You said the fucking word and said you agreed with it. Just define that word. Define the word you used.
I'm gonna get you. It's the same as a correlation, man. A connection is
It
the act
can't
of
be.
joining.
They're in the so connection is in the definition of correlation, so it can't be the same thing. Otherwise, you're just using a fucking useless definition.
Listen, a connection is the act of joining a state of being linked or a relationship
Joining a
between
state. What the fuck
people,
does that
ideas,
mean?
or things. I don't know, man.
This is a
for fucking the
completely
internet.
different definition than you. Okay.
No, this is the definition of connection, not correlation.
I'm done. I want you to be happy that you ended it.